Welcome to Clarity Currents. I'm Danielle Laura, trusted seer and spiritual advisor. Each week, I share grounded energetic transmissions and insights into the week ahead so you know how to work with the energy rather than in resistance to it and are equipped to create aligned momentum across your business, relationships, health, wealth, spirituality, and legacy. This is Clarity Currents episode for the week of March 16th through the 22nd, 2026. Let's dive in. When I tune into the overall energetics of the week, I see a vision of a butterfly halfway out of its cocoon. One wing is fully out and ready to fly, while the other wing is still wrapped in the cocoon. So this is a metaphor for the energy this week. There is a powerful internal transformation happening right now, but the process of emerging into the next version of yourself may feel emotionally intense before it feels freeing. It feels like there are moments earlier in the week where something surfaces emotionally that really pushes you to evolve. It's almost like God is saying you cannot continue carrying this into your next chapter. This may show up through tension between different areas of your life, particularly situations that have already been going through changes for several years. If something feels like the final straw, trust that it's not here to break you. It's here to break your pattern. Midweek, there is an energetic reset around setting intentions for the future. I do see a vision of someone planting seeds in a garden, and at first the soil looks empty, but then beneath the surface, the seeds are already beginning to grow. This week brings us the chance to intentionally plant energetic seeds for what you want to grow over the next 6 months. And by the end of the week, I see an image of a sunrise after a long night. There's a sense of relief, clarity, and forward movement that is returning powerfully this week. It's almost as though something that has felt confusing or stalled suddenly begins to make sense again. And the overarching message for this week is to allow the emotional transformation to happen early in the week so that clarity can arrive later in the week. Business for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of business this week, I see a vision of someone reorganizing their desk after this long period of chaos. Papers are scattered everywhere at first, but then once everything is sorted and into the right piles, the next steps become obvious. So this is a metaphor for the energy around business this week. You might realize that something in your business needs to evolve in order to support that next level you're stepping into. This could relate to your schedule, the offers you have in the world, how much energy you give to certain projects, or even how you position yourself within your work. There might also be moments where you feel highly inspired and then followed by moments where you just really need to rest. That is just the rhythm this week. So don't judge it, but just allow it to be. That is what is happening for your greatest good. The invitation in business this week is to work when the inspiration strikes and rest when your body asks for it. This rhythm will actually lead to more aligned productivity, not less. Towards the end of the week, I see a green light turning on. Projects that felt stalled may begin moving again. Ideas that felt foggy may suddenly become clear. It is a powerful time to start implementing something that you've been thinking about for a while now. Relationships for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of relationships this week, I see a vision of two mirrors facing each other. And this is a metaphor for relational reflection. Something someone says or does this week may mirror back a deeper emotional wound tied directly to identity. And at first, this might feel uncomfortable. But the deeper message here is that this reflection is showing you where healing has already happened and where there's still room for growth. I also see a vision of someone setting down this heavy backpack that they've been carrying for years. And this represents releasing emotional weight that you've carried within relationships. Some conversations this week may feel emotionally charged, but they're also liberating. They allow you to move forward in relationships as the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. The message for relationships this week is let honesty lead the way. Even if truth feels vulnerable, it will ultimately create greater alignment and deeper connection. Health for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of health this week, I see a vision of ocean waves moving in and out, coming up to the shore and then moving back. And this is a metaphor of our body's natural rhythm. Your energy levels might feel a little bit unpredictable this week. You may feel extremely motivated one moment, then suddenly feel like you need to rest the next. This is not a sign that anything is wrong. This is actually a sign that your body is processing huge amounts of emotional and energetic change. So allow yourself to move with the rhythm rather than forcing yourself into rigid productivity. I also see a highlight around sleep, hydration, and emotional processing. This week may bring deeper dreams, intuitive insights, or emotional releases that really help your body clear out that old energy. The invitation here is to treat rest as productive. Your body is recalibrating in preparation for this next cycle. Wealth for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of wealth this week, I see a vision of someone unlocking a door with a key that they've been carrying in their pocket the entire time. And this is a metaphor for realizing that the resources that you need may already be within your reach. You may have a moment this week where you suddenly realize a skill you already have, a connection you already know, or even an opportunity that has been right in front of you. And it's actually the key that's creating your next level of abundance. There may also be some emotional tension around self-worth and money earlier in the week. So if this comes up, see it as an invitation to evolve your relationship with value. Ask yourself, am I valuing myself at the level of the life that I want to create? This shifts you to make internally having understanding around self-worth and how it can create powerful ripple effects financially over the coming months, should you choose to see everything as it truly is. Spirituality for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of spirituality this week, I see a vision of the veil lifting. It feels like there has been this period of spiritual fog recently where things have maybe felt unclear collectively, but by the end of this week, there is a sense of reconnection and clarity returning. It's kind of as though God is saying, this next chapter begins now. This is an incredible week for spiritual practices that involve journaling, prayer, meditation, connecting in nature, and setting strong intentions for your future. The seeds you plant spiritually this week will ripple into the months ahead. I also hear the phrase, trust the transformation. Even if parts of the process felt uncomfortable earlier in the week, they're guiding you towards a more aligned version of your path. And legacy for the week of March 16th. When I tune into the energetics of legacy this week, I see a vision of someone stepping through a doorway into a new room. The room behind them represents the life they've known up until now. And the room ahead of them represents the next chapter of their purpose and identity. And standing in the doorway may feel uncertain at first. But the moment you fully step into the new room, everything begins to rearrange itself to support this new version of you. This week marks a turning point where you're not just releasing the past, you're redefining who you're becoming. So ask yourself, what kind of life am I building over the next year? The choices that you make right now are helping to shape that answer. There you have it, Hot Soul, your intuitive forecast for the week. Wishing you a week of powerful breakthroughs, emotional healing, and divine clarity. Until next week.